How did he or she get started? I have the answers to all of those questions right here. I'm your host, Jamie Jacobs, and I'll always have a seat waiting for you at the chef's table. Nothing says romantic better than a dinner with a Florida sunset as the backdrop. And there's nowhere in Central Florida that's better than right here at Pisces Rising. We have Joshua Jungferman with us. And Joshua, tell me the title you have here at the restaurant.
I'm the restaurant sommelier.
Okay, and tell me what that means.
It's a French term. It originated in London, England, actually, and it's someone who tends the wine collection of the house, or the restaurant.
Okay, and I heard that you are quite the wine connoisseur. So go ahead and talk to me about the wine here at Pisces Rising.
Well, we have 200 selections. We have about 1,000 to 1,500 bottles in inventory at any given time. And our wine selection tends around California, Oregon, New World kind of wines, but we try to have some jewels from other parts of the world as well.
Now, do you have any specials or wine tastings or things that go on at the restaurant?
Sure, we do wine tastings every Tuesday from 4 to 7. And once a month, the chef and I, we create a 5-course wine dinner. I bring out the wines, and he pairs it with his wonderful cuisine.
What's some of the favorite wine that people like to have when they come to Pisces?
Well, since our menu revolves around seafood, shellfish, we tend to sell a lot of white wines. That's what people like to drink with that. Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blancs, Pinot Gris, Pinot Grigios, Riesling.
And it seems like it's kind of like a refreshing drink as you're looking out over the sunset.
Oh, absolutely. Nothing says summer like a Pinot Grigio or a Sauvignon Blanc.
Now, I know this question's been asked before, but the owner of the restaurant is a Pisces?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's good. Now, how does that name kind of lend to the atmosphere that goes on here?
Well, it's a personal reference to her personality and her lofty aspirations and goals, Pisces Rising. And you definitely see her personality everywhere in the establishment. She's picked out everything. She's put everything together, from the artwork on the walls to the tabletops.
The minute I walked in here, it just gave me such a different feeling than I get from most places when you walk in. And I think the openness, too, is really nice.
Oh, it's definitely refreshing. And
Joshua, do you have a favorite wine?
oh, absolutely. California Pinot Noirs. They're great.
I'm going to have to try one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thanks a lot for having us. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you.
While most people get their hands dirty when they go to work, I'm going to get my hands clean because I'm going to head back to the kitchen.
You're watching WHDO TV, Channel 38. Here's a look at your WHDO daily forecast. Your WHDO current conditions. Your WHDO forecast for tonight. You're watching WHDO TV, Channel 38. We're central to Florida.
I'm with Chef Joseph Roselli, and congratulations, you were voted Best Chef by Lake Magazine last year.
Yes, I was. Actually won, and it was good.
All right. Tell us how you got started with cooking.
My mother owned a restaurant in New York, Italian restaurant in Queens, and after school I helped her out a lot and just spent a lot of time there and just fell in love with it at a very young age.
Okay, and at a young age, when would you say you made your first dish? How old were you, and what was it?
I was probably about 10, 11. It was probably sausage and peppers, pizza, stuff like that. It was a little Italian restaurant.
Okay. Now, why did you choose to work here?
I just fell in love with the restaurant. Came in here to eat and just fell in love with the place. Didn't want to leave.
Okay.
Applied for a job.
And they hired you.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Now, is there any ingredients that you like to cook with specifically?
I like to use fresh seafood, scallops, grouper, yellowtails, whatever fresh seafood we get. We get seafood from all around the world flown in, and it's just nice. Big seafood fan, fish mostly.
Is there a particular dish that you like the best?
I like the scallops by Joseph. They're seared scallops with a pickled vegetable slaw on the top, so they're very hot and cold, crispy and soft, and a lot of contrast in flavors.
Okay. Now, what sort of training did you have since starting at the early age of 10?
Well, worked for my mom, helped her out as much as I could, and then I went to the Cordon Bleu in Orlando, the Orlando Culinary Academy, and just went there and graduated through there. I worked for some great chefs in the Carolinas and Georgia. Did a lot of traveling and learned as much as I could working for people.
I realize this restaurant is really busy, and you probably don't have a lot of spare time. But when you do, what is it you like to do?
I got some dogs, and I like to garden in my house.
All right, now what type of vegetables do you have in your garden?
I have eggplants, zucchinis, squash, fresh herbs, peppers, figs, watermelon.
Now, do you bring it into the restaurant at all?
Sometimes for the for the staff to eat and stuff like that. I'll make something at home and bring it in for the staff to eat. A lot of like ratatouille, stuff like that with vegetables.
Now, what would be one of the dishes here at the restaurant that everybody seems to like a lot?
Cuban snapper is a big hit. We go through a lot of them. People just love it. It's just great fish. It's a great dish.
Now, what do you serve with the Cuban snapper?
We serve it with rice, black beans, and fresh vegetables.
And if somebody wanted it cooked a special way, or if they wanted to change something, could they do that?
No, it comes one. They can
No, they have to eat it exactly the way I make it.
They can change the vegetables and the starch and stuff like that on it, but the Cuban snapper is it's a whole fish preparation, and pretty much can only cook it one way. That's why it's so famous, because it's cooked that way.
Well, I'm excited, so, when we come back, we're going to go in the kitchen and make the Cuban snapper.
You're watching WHDO TV, Channel 38. Here's a look at your WHDO